Hello there everyone, my name is Rosemonkey and Happy New Year's Eve! The first thing you might notice is I'm not where I used to be. I've done some rearranging in my living room and now I am sat at my desk with a blank wall behind me and this unit with games and stuff on, which kind of gives you a bit of a more solid background rather than sort of the big space behind me and the door and the clothes hanging up. I figured it was a little bit smarter as background for the videos. And I just got this in the post, which I'm really excited about. This was my Christmas present to me, and I'm pretty sure that it's a bit of a knockoff, not an official Pusheen cushion, but I don't care. I love it. It was so reasonably priced and soft. And it's bigger than well, I'm not sure if it's bigger than I expected or about what I expected, but yeah, it's very, very cute and very fluffy. So Pusheen is now my companion for my videos. I said I don't actually know where to put him. He can live here for, oh god, I nearly dropped him. He can live there. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about in this New Year's Eve video, I kind of wanted to say goodbye to 2016 and I wanted to talk about what we got to look forward to in 2017. So 2016 wasn't the best year for me. At the beginning of the year I got quite sick. They found out that there was an increase of pressure going on that may have caused me to go blind, and so they took me into hospital, did all sorts of tests, lumbar punctures, MRIs, to make sure I didn't have a tumour or any kind of leak going on, to find out what the problem was basically. And that all accumulated in them going in June, in there, to fit a stent to try and put a stop to the problem, and so far that does seem to be working. My eyes are doing okay and I'm not getting the headaches I used to get. I get different headaches now. I know that the stent is right there. I can tell when I move sometimes. I get a rush sort of feeling there. I know it's there. But it's stopping me from losing my eyesight and it's keeping me going and stopping the headaches and things. So I can live with that. Around the time when I was working on getting better, Basil fell ill. It turned out that she'd been developing eggs inside of her for a very, very long time. We didn't know how long, and so she had to have those removed surgically. She had to be spayed, but she's been doing really well since. She still has a scar down her tummy from where they went in to sort it all out, but like I said, she's been doing pretty well. Then around the time I was having my stent done, my granddad actually got quite sick. He had to go into hospital and he had his leg removed. I'm not going to talk too much about that. He is in a wheelchair. He did take it very well, considering the kind of sort of life-changing thing that was for somebody to have over the age of 70. But yeah, it's been very difficult for him. But we've done our best to support him, and all I will say is that was a result of smoking. It ruined his veins, and for any of you out there that are basically habitual smokers, I would seriously think about, I mean, everybody knows about lung cancer, but there's a lot of other problems that you can get from smoking for years that aren't lung cancer that can drastically change your life. So I'm not saying don't smoke, but research the risks and make sure you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And then between July and October, my relationship with my boyfriend of 4.5 years broke down. And again, I'm not going to talk too much about that. I wish him all the best for the future. It wasn't a particularly good breakup, but things happen, you know, and hopefully it's going to be the best thing for both him and myself. So that's everything that went wrong. Let's look at a few things that went right. So first of all, around September, I started working for the Motor Neuron Disease Association. My job involves contacting counsellors, basically government, parliament, trying to make changes that assist people with motor neuron disease. For those of you who don't know what that is, remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? ALS and motor neuron disease are the same disease, which I personally didn't realise until I started working for them. I'm not paid to do it, it's completely voluntary, but a lot of opportunities have come up with them that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So one of the things I get to do a lot with the association is travelling. At some point in the future, when I'm fully trained and happy to do so, I'll be travelling around my county trying to approach counsellors and encourage them to make the changes necessary. But for now, it's bigger meetings I've been going to. So I think the first one was a regional conference. All of the association branches and groups in my northwest of England area got together in a place near Warrington, and I went to that. And we all chatted about what we've been doing, and since I'd only been doing the role for about a week at that point, that was a big learning experience for me to sort of see what other campaigns contacts like myself were doing, see how they were approaching their roles, seeing how much progress was being made. That was really good. Then there was the parliamentary reception, which was in London. So I went down there and met a load of people. There was very posh food. We actually got to listen to a talk by a lady who had had motor neuron disease for, was it 11 years? I think it was 11 years she'd had it for, or has had it for. She's still with us. And most people don't get to live that long with it. Motor neuron disease, it usually kills around 2/3 of people, I think it is, pass away within the first 2 years of having it. So it's a lot rarer to get people that have a slow onset of the disease, or who get to a certain point and stop. And one of those people is Stephen Hawking. He's had it for about 50 years. And his ex-wife was another one of the people who gave a talk at the conference, which was pretty surreal. To sort of think to yourself, I'm in the same room as somebody who spent a large portion of their life with Stephen Hawking. It was mind-boggling, but an amazing experience, definitely. Being down in London also gave me the chance to go and visit one of my friends who lives in London, and a few weeks later I got the chance to go and do that again. So I've actually been to London twice in the last few months, and a lot of people outside of England will be like, well, London's not that far away from you, why don't you go more often? England has very expensive travel. And at the time I still wasn't working, and it was really hard work getting the money together to do that, but I made it happen and we had an amazing time. So the last trip I went to in October was Leeds, and that was a pretty big event from what I could tell. There was a scientist who'd moved over from America who was there, and he spent a really long time talking about zebrafish and the progress that was being made with motor neuron disease. So that was kind of looking at the scientific side of it. The research, that basically looked at the three big components of the entire charity, which are fundraising, campaigning, and research. That's where all the money goes, into one of those three pots. And I say fundraising is one of those pots because fundraising still needs money to actually happen. You need to buy the things you need to sell for it. You need to use sort of, I don't know, like those canopy tents and things, so you might need to rent them. You might need to rent out halls, to have bake sales, you know, those hidden costs in fundraising that don't necessarily jump out at you at first. And that's what I mean when I say there are three pots, the three branches of the Motor Neuron Disease Association and what they focus on. And finally, I went to Liverpool, and that was for a training course to teach me how to do campaigns contacting. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. And since then, I've gone on to do a parliamentary course myself, which was online. I got to learn how Parliament works, how government works. So hopefully I can use all this knowledge that's bubbling away inside my brain to be able to do my job properly and do the association proud. So that's enough about that job. Now I want to talk very briefly about my paying job, which I started at the end of November, 28th of November to be exact. And so far I'm enjoying it. I kind of categorize it as being a job that I'm never gonna love, but I reckon I can kind of like it for the most part, you know. I get to talk to people. I think I've already said that I'm on the phones a lot. It's inbound, so they call me, and a lot of people are really nice, and the things that I'm doing aren't too complicated. So I feel like I can help the people that ring, and that's a really fulfilling feeling. If you feel like you're helping the people and you're fulfilling the task that they're ringing you to get done, then it's quite rewarding. Okay, so that's all of 2016 kind of covered. What have we got to look forward to in 2017? Well, first of all, I'm going to do my best to make this setup work. I've already said to you guys that I'm going to improve the setup, get a better microphone. I don't even know where the microphone is. No, I don't know where it is. I don't even know if you guys can hear me right now. I hope you can. But yeah, I need to get a better microphone, and I need to get a proper chair, because this chair I'm sitting on right now is just a dining chair. It's the only real chair that I have, and I can sit on it for short periods, but not for very long. So I can't really use this setup properly with, you know, the things that I currently have, but I am going to get that sorted. I'm definitely going to get that sorted. As far as videos are concerned, once I have the money to get my vlogging camera, I am going to be doing a lot more different content than what I do now. I'm going to be doing a lot of games still, don't worry, the games are staying, games are here forever, but I'm going to be doing other things as well. I have a few ideas, and hopefully you guys are going to absolutely love them. Obviously, the main thing I want to focus on as well is the 12 goals, because we still have a lot of those goals that I haven't yet fulfilled. So I want to focus on that, and that involves Well, first it involves the weight loss and the daily yoga. Those are two things I really want to focus on. I'm going to pretty much start from now. There are some challenges you can do, like doing something for 100 days, and I think you record yourself doing it as part of the challenge, which I won't be doing. I won't be recording myself doing yoga every day, but I will be trying to do it every day a lot more insistently from now, because if there's one thing that I love, it's finding a special day to start something on. So the first day of a new year, that's pretty special, so we're going to have another go at that and see how we get on. The main thing I'm looking forward to in 2017 has to be the big thing that I can't tell you about. But it's not going to be long. I'm definitely going to be making some huge steps towards this in the new year, and then I'll be able to tell you guys properly what I'm planning on doing. The thing that you're afraid of doing. And I wouldn't even say it's something that I'm afraid of doing, but you'll understand when I explain what it is, why it goes under that category. It's a pretty big thing to do. Okay, so I think that's everything. I hope you guys are having a really, really good Christmas and New Year and holiday period. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give that like button some love and leave in the comments below if you're making any New Year's resolutions. I won't be making any myself because technically the 12 goals that I did in August are like resolutions, but I will be making big strides with those in the new year. So yeah, thank you for watching and Happy New Year, everyone. Bye. That was amazing. Okay, so one of my favourite bands of all time is Yellowcard, and they are currently doing their farewell tour, which is where the hoodie comes in. I don't know if you can see, but Yellowcard.